First of all, welcome to Montreal.
Thanks very much.
So last night you guys played La Sala Rosa, and tonight you're upgraded to Corona Theatre.
Yeah.
How was the show last night?
The show last night was pretty awesome. Like, it's our first time in Montreal, so we didn't know what to expect. But anytime in Canada we've mentioned Montreal, all it is positive. People are like, you gotta go here, and you gotta go there, and you gotta go, just recommendations from it. But it's a pretty cool, free-spirited city. The crowd was amazing. They were wild. I mean, we didn't expect much. So
yeah, it was kind of straight after the biggest show of the tour, and it was one of the smaller shows. The energy was about the same. It was insane. We really went for it.
And then afterwards, I was hanging around the venue for a little while, and there was about 50 or 60 people still hanging around, and they were all just dancing, like proper dancing. Like, it was just quite strange. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of something's going on here. Montreal. It was cool. It was a second show of this tour, so it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. And Jason, I heard you speaking French before.
Oh,
so you know a little bit.
Je ne sais pas.
No.
Bonjour Montréal.
Je ne parle français. Je ne parle pas français.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible. Je suis terrible.
It's very good, actually. Did you guys learn that in school, or just like from being traveling and all that?
We actually, we learned a bit in school, but then we actually did a tour in France, and we wanted to try and learn as much as we could. Okay. As you can see, I pretty much failed, but Jay did a lot of talking.
Got a bit of French down by the end of it. It was like you forget everything you learned in school until you're there, and suddenly you're like, how do I say hello again? But no, we pulled it off, I think.
I think when you're immersed in it, it comes back in small doses, so you learn to kind of get by.
I think the hardest part of this whole Montreal bit is just the transitions between really Canadian English and really, really, really French. And it's just so quick, it's so hard to follow.
I don't think I've ever been in a country, like even if you're in like Holland or Germany, everybody speaks English, but everybody speaks, German or Dutch. And but when they speak English, they speak in a Dutch accent or a German accent. Over here, it's like, full on 100% French, and all of a sudden it's like Canadian. It's like, it's what?
It just really throws you.
It's really bizarre, but it's cool.
Makes our city one of the special things about our city.
Yeah, true.
Right, and so you guys released your first full-length album last summer, so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
I read that when you guys were recording it, you guys recorded it in a bunch of different cities, different studios. Was that a conscious effort? Like, did you want to do the recording in different cities? Or?
We never really planned on kind of recording in different places, but we wrote most of it down the country in one of our, Mark, who's a little bit sick at the moment, he's our guitar player, in his parents' house in the middle of nowhere in the centre of Ireland. And then we started touring and stuff, so anytime we'd have like a week off, we could be in the UK somewhere, and we're like, where's the closest studio? And we just find a studio. But for the most part, most of the studios were haunted, which is really bizarre, apparently. If you're into that sort of thing, I certainly am.
And we got very lucky with the studios we got to use in the end. We worked in the same place that Bohemian Rhapsody was recorded, Stone Roses. And, there was just real history in all these places. But we also recorded in little rooms and like parts of houses. It's got a mongrel album, and that there's a lot of rooms on it.
It was kind of more of the recording process was more of necessity than it was kind of like, let's go to this studio and try to get to sound like this. It was kind of like, right, we've got 2 weeks. Where can we find a studio, and where can we get time to go record?
But the best place actually was Rockfield. That's the famous studio. There's as well as Bohemian Rhapsody being written there, and Oasis, Wonderwall, and there's this story, Coldplay, Yellow, and but there was this wall outside, and there's a famous story that I think Liam Gallagher sat up on top of it, and it's called the Wonderwall now, and it's like he did his vocal take outside singing what eventually became the records, so he sang
So you can,
sitting on a wall
you
outside.
can hear the birds behind them and all.
Yeah, and the Pixies were also jamming just in the same studio at the same time, and they hadn't recorded an album in 15 years. So we're just like, they're right there, and they're in a studio. They recorded, and we just kind of walk by them in the morning. You know, they're just having a cup of tea. How's it going?
It's pretty bizarre to go to work and get away from Frank Black on the way.
Yeah, pretty bizarre, but it was great. It was something special about that studio.
Okay. Did you notice that the ideas flowed a little bit better in one studio versus another, or was
Yeah,
it pretty much the same?
I think it's pretty much the same, but sometimes you get just those moments, and I think it's different for everybody else. You know, I mean, it's kind of like, where are you comfortable? Some people could be comfortable in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
Some people
in a
could
cupboard.
be in a cupboard. Yeah.
Some people want really kind of flash studios. It's kind of like wherever you can get a really good vibe is kind of it. And we've been quite fortunate enough that a lot of the studios that we went had kind of really great character and stuff like that, and great sounding rooms. So
That's the magic of recording. Do you know, like you hear stories of like Muscle Shoals, like, do you know, like different studios.
It's the thing that comes through when you listen to any Motown record or anything like that. It's the people that were involved, not the room or the mics or anything like that. You know, and we had an amazing team. We've been working with a guy called Phil McGee for years, and he just gets it. He knows what we're after. And then our producer Steve Harris was just he's kind of
Cool guy.
really cool guy. He
He's
changes everything.
He's all about spirit and vibe and
So you can go anywhere with those people.
karma and stuff.
exactly.
Okay. And when you guys were recording, I also read that you brought in some of your friends to do some vocals for the album as well.
Yeah, we were down the country in the middle of nowhere, lots of sheep and cows around in Ireland, and as opposed to getting like a choir of, you know,
Which we couldn't afford.
which we couldn't afford, so we just got we got all our friends in and just had like made a choir out of them, and just
A makeshift choir.
I had a lot of fun, and then at night we just jam out like Beatles songs until all hours in the morning.
Yeah, it turned into quite a party.
Our producer would be on the piano, I'd be on drums. I can't play drums. There'd be like 10 different instruments, bazookies and bizarre crazy instruments. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That was good. Pay them with beer. So that's fine.
It's a good pick.
Beer.
If you sing, I'll give you a beer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Yeah.
So
It's the Irish
fun.
way.
Yeah.
They all wanted a multi-track then, which
Yeah.
was like more beers.
Right. And everybody sings better after a couple of beers as
Oh,
well.
exactly. Yeah.
Well,
Nobody
nobody
thinks they sing better after a few beers. Oh, yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay. And when you guys put your hearts and souls into the lyrics for the songs, how do you find the perfect visuals to go into the music videos?
I think like if you're telling a story in your song, that's something very personal, but you can, what you're feeling. It could be sad, it could be happy, it could be uplifting. And we try to just get a video that complements the emotion in the song. It tell like a different story. Like for All I Want is like a heartbreak song, and but I like to think it's a bit positive. it got me through a bad time, but it got me through it, which is a positive thing. And the video itself is like, it's sad, but it's happy.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's got all these problems, but he's just getting on with his life and dealing with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
It's the same
the
kind
way you
of,
have to do it. You just have to pick your head up.
it's just a little twist, but it's the same message, same
Yeah, exactly.
idea.
That's why we were really happy that we got to work with like one of our good friends, Steve Russo, and he came to us with the idea and stuff like that. So it was kind of nice to give somebody else control and kind of let them kind of put their own perspective and own spin on what their interpretation of the song was. So it was and he came up then with like All I Want and same for High Hopes and stuff like that. So it was kind of really good to work with him. He's very creative.
Yeah, it's amazing how directors can just come with a different vision, to what you've ever thought of for the song. Cause like we've sat in the back of the car thinking, oh yeah, we'll make a video for that song.
Yeah, exactly.
We have like 5 storylines crossing over, and you realise there's only 3.5 minutes. It's a really hard medium to work in, and we've been really lucky with the directors that have come on board. Like for one of our songs, The Answer, which was just like a B-side, we found this guy online who just does this amazing animation.
Okay, yeah.
And out of nowhere, he just gave us this incredible story video, and it brought the song to life again for us. You know?
But again, completely different kind of meaning or kind of like different story to what like you would think the song or to what the song means to us, like, you know. So it's kind of good that somebody else can come in with fresh eyes and fresh ears and have like a completely different perspective on the song, but yet still get the message across, you know.
Will there be a part 3 for All I Want? Where?
Probably
not.
Well,
No.
you know, we might like keep
Never
the same character and
Okay.
have it in a new song, new video, something like that, because I think he's a really
He's
cool
such a great character.
Yeah.
And the dog as well. You
Yeah.
know?
Digby.
The whole reason we made a second video was just for Digby.
Yeah. I
He
kind of
was the
like
star.
it was like people wanted to know what happened, like did he get with the girl and all this stuff, so it was kind of like, yeah, it was a nice way to
What eventually
resolve.
happens, if you've seen the video, is
Yeah.
that the dog steals the girl. It
Yeah,
steals the show.
That's all.
That's part 3.
He's the
Which
worst
is-
wingman in the
Which
world.
is just life, man. You know, man's best friend. Yeah.
Always finds a way to just sneak up behind you.
True.
It's too cute, like, you know.
Alright, so I haven't been to one of your live shows, but I've seen a bunch of videos, and the sing-alongs that happen, especially with like All I Want, like just watching the videos, you get goosebumps. So like, is there a way for you guys to put into words what it feels like when you have a whole room just like screaming your words back to you?
I think, like, from playing live, I think what we've learned, like, music for us is a very personal thing, but I think the main thing that music does is bring people together. And like when we play live shows, you can kind of feel it in the room. Everybody's singing along, and everybody kind of, you know, arm in arm.
Getting on the same page.
Yeah, everybody's on the same page, which is it's a pretty
powerful.
amazing feeling. You know, like for us, like we could be part of the crowd as well. It's all like everybody's just there to celebrate music that they like, you know. So
It just helps that we really love it.
yeah, yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's indescribable, but it's cool.
One word for the last 2 shows would be loud.
Loud.
Very, very loud.
Yeah.
Extremely loud.
Not on our behalf.
Yeah. Canadians are just loud.
Speaking of the live show, 2 days ago in Toronto, someone proposed on stage.
That was actually a first for us, you know. I mean,
Pretty for sure a lot of people.
yeah, it was pretty amazing, and congratulations,
Yeah.
Ken and Eloise.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was great. We got to pop a bottle of champagne on the stage and everything. There's not many opportunities to do that. So.
I think we were more nervous that she'd say no,
Right.
because we didn't have an escape plan. And
Yeah, there was no plan B.
I think we would have just go, right, the show's off, everybody go home, you know. But
Pretty hard to kind of recover from that, but it was alright, yeah.
It went well, luckily.
Yeah, luckily, yeah.
yeah, it was pretty special. I mean, that's the fact that music can do that, and it happens to be somebody chooses one of our songs. I mean, is pretty special. So I'm really happy that she said yes.
Would that be one of the most craziest things to happen to you guys on stage, or does something else top it?
Well, our stages are usually pretty safe so far. Like, I think beach balls, we were attacked by quite a lot of beach balls at one gig, but everyone else. No, there was a phone as well. We get phones thrown up sometimes. And I think it's in the best intentions. It's like, please take a picture with this smashed phone.
But yeah, there was one time it just like went by your head. He would have been out for the count if I had hit him. But yeah, we've had some, like, it's more like, that's all positive things. Sometimes the great thing about live is you never know what's going to happen. Like, I mean, the sound system could stop working, you know, and you kind of just have to be on your feet and kind of, okay, right, system's not working, right, let's go out into the crowd and just sing a song without the PA system, or, you know, you kind of just have to, you're always on the edge, so it's cool.
And we get a little bit off topic. The Olympics are going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
So are you guys following it? Or?
We saw a little bit of the opening ceremony when we got into Toronto. We were like literally off the plane into a bar. There it was.
Right.
And, quite dazed, so it looked like it was pretty spectacular. You know, I'm not sure. It might not have been that
We
good.
were
but
quite
to me,
jet
it was
lagged at the
incredible.
time.
The thing is, like, there's not a whole lot of winter Olympians in Ireland
Right.
because we don't have any snow or.
If
anything
we,
like that.
on the rare occasion that we get like one snowflake falling, the whole country shuts
Just
down.
shuts down.
So
It's just not prepared at
and
all.
freaks out. You know, that's why I find it quite funny over here that you get so much snow and
Just go
crazy,
back.
crazy weather, and everybody's just like, "How's it going?" Yeah,
There were,
nice day.
there were kids in the playground yesterday. So yeah, but I couldn't even walk outside.
It's pretty surreal. This is the coldest environment we've ever
Yeah,
been by a
definitely.
mile.
And this is actually warm.
Yeah, exactly. We're hearing that it's quite like mild for Ireland, so we're like, it's -18 outside. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's crazy. It feels like -17 though, so it's
Yeah.
grand.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right. You know? What? But yeah, we've been following it like on news feeds and stuff like that on Twitter, you know. But we haven't actually had an opportunity to watch it yet. But,
Can't wait for the bobsleigh.
yeah.
So if you guys were in a team sport, would you guys go for bobsled or?
Oh, myself and Mark would probably get decapitated. You
Yeah.
have to be pretty small for that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you'd have to go for it. You know, if the Jamaicans can do it, we can do it.
I saw. Did you see that Canadian ad? Because you know, in Russia with the homophobia and all that stuff, there was. Did you see that Canadian ad? Yeah, I think that's spectacular, man. It was like two guys in a bobsleigh, and
Yeah.
they're kind of like, yeah, but but
They're
then it
getting ready
goes.
to push off.
They're like in full lycro and they're like pushing off, so they're pushing
Yeah.
off each other back and forth, and then at the end it goes, the Olympics is always a little gay.
I think it's great that there's a spotlight being put over there at the moment because, you know, there's just some serious global stuff that has to be sorted out. You know, everyone else is kind of on the same page at this stage, and it's about time they caught up.
It's really just ignorance. To be
Well, but
honest.
I don't think it's like, I don't think it's the country, it's kind of like just the leaders
No.
are kind of very narrow-minded, like,
Mhm.
but like our manager was in Moscow and saying that it's a very kind of liberal and kind of open kind of like city and stuff like that, so I don't think it's more so kind of the people in power that are kind of putting a bad taste in everybody's mouth and stuff like that, you know, but yeah, I don't want to be
The
tarring
Olympics-
everybody with the same brush.
Yeah, no, the Olympics is an amazing achievement, and if they can do that with the opening ceremony, I'm sure they can get over anything.
Mhm. It's true. Right. So if you just finish the following sentences, it's just based off of some of the song titles. So since it's still early in the morning, all I want for breakfast is.
All I want for breakfast is coffee.
Coffee and scrambled eggs.
Coffee and porridge. Yeah.
Porridge and brown sugar. That's what you need on a snowy day.
I'll go coffee and scrambled eggs.
Okay. And one day when I look back on my career, I hope I had the chance to play in.
One day when I look back on my career, I hope I had the chance to play in.
I know mine is Red Rocks in Colorado.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd love to play there.
The Hollywood Bowl.
Okay.
There.
Hollywood Bowl or Madison Square Garden.
Both.
Both
Back to back.
at the same time,
Yeah.
if that's possible.
Be it everything.
Yeah, a 3D projected concert in Madison Square Garden.
There you
And
go.
we could bring Tupac on stage, projected as well. Yeah.
All right. And way back when I was a wee lad, my dream job was.
That's very, very Irish. Way back when I was a wee lad, my dream job was to be a fireman.
My dream job was to be a horse rider. And I got too tall, so it all went out the window.
Jockeys are
Jockeys are
different.
the smallest people in the
A
world.
different breed of people.
Yeah, they're kind of completely
Just didn't
different
work.
breed. Like, if you stopped eating, it still wouldn't still be tall.
Talk about it.
I don't know. I wanted to drive a tractor or like a JCB. What was about it? A farmer or a builder. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, that's all I used to do.
Cool.
When I was a wee lad, I wanted to be Luke's dad.
No, I hated that guy.
Okay. And I've got high hopes for 2014 because.
I've got high hopes for 2014 because we're basically touring and
We're
the
very
whole.
busy.
We're going to Australia, Japan, China.
I've got high hopes for 2014 because we get to travel around the world twice, which is pretty incredible. We did it once last year, and that was like a big eye opener. But this time we get to really go around. We'll be back in America before like the end of the year again, which is incredible.
And I've got high hopes for 2014 because we also get to record our second album. So probably cool.
Because it's an even number.
Superstitious.
Yeah, Vinny likes his symmetry.
The thing about Vinny is he's like so OCD and everything has to be so perfect. You can tell by his immaculate mustache. But yeah, that's fair for Vinny.
Yeah,
It's an even number. So 2015 is going to be terrible.
It's
for
going to
me.
be awful. Well, I got to 2013, so that's alright.
Which is a very unlucky year.
Yeah, exactly. So it's alright.
It's been alright so far.
We got through it alright, yes.
Even though you cried yourself to sleep every night.
Exactly,
You
yeah.
finally get through.
Panic attacks.
You're a new man now. 2014.
Because it's an even year.
Cool.
All right, and any final words for your fans?
See you soon, Canada.
We hope we come back soon. You guys are absolutely mental.
It's very loud. Hopefully it's not as cold next time.
Yeah, we'll bring some ski gear.
Yeah,
And then ironically it'll probably be really, really soon.
warm.
Yeah. Can't wait to come back.
All right.